Picture this, Brad Pitt. Hollywood royalty. The guy who can sell movie tickets with a smirk and a pair of sunglasses is standing on a film set playing the cool, unshakable Cliff Booth, while in real life, his world might be quietly falling apart. Because on that exact same day, August 5th, his mother, Jane Etta Pitt, reportedly passed away at the age of 84. Yeah, this is one of those moments where the red carpet and reality are miles apart. So, today, we're breaking down 8 key moments that make this story more than just celebrity gossip. It's family, legacy, and a behind-the-scenes chapter that's as emotional as it is revealing. 1. The set scene that hits different. Brad was spotted filming the continuing adventures of Cliff Booth in Gardena, California, looking somber but focused. This sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood isn't even directed by Tarantino this time. It's David Fincher at the helm for Netflix. But while cameras rolled, life was writing its own script. And the question everyone's asking, did Jane pass before or after those scenes? No one knows for sure. But either way, he was working through what might be one of the hardest days of his life. If that's not a setup for fact 2, I don't know what is. 2. A death wrapped in quiet dignity. The official obituary said Jane passed in Springfield, Missouri, the same day Brad was on set. It didn't share the time, but it did make one thing clear: she was just days away from her 85th birthday. No tabloids, no drama, just a quiet exit, the way she lived most of her life. But here's the thing, Brad's connection to his mom wasn't just polite family dinners, which brings us to 3. The public shoutout that hits harder now. Just weeks earlier, while promoting his Formula One movie, Brad went on the Today Show. In the middle of talking shop, he looked into the camera and said, "I've got to say hi to my mom because she watches you every morning. Love you, Mom." Then he blew her a kiss. At the time, it was sweet. Now, it's heartbreak with a timestamp. And if that doesn't make you see the man behind the movie star, wait for fact 4.4. Teacher, counselor, lifelong giver. Jane wasn't Hollywood. She was Springfield, Missouri, a retired school counselor and former elementary teacher. The kind of woman who shaped lives without a script, makeup team, or box office number. She married William Pitt in 1962, had 3 kids, Brad, Doug, and Julie, and built a family that valued kindness over clout. But don't think for a second she was some fragile flower. 5. Grammy energy on a whole other level. Her granddaughter Sydney called her Sweet Grammy and said she could keep up with all 14 grandkids. That's Olympic-level energy right there. She taught them to paint, to lead with kindness, to love Jesus through everything, and to laugh at the silliest games she made up. If you've ever wondered why Brad seems grounded for a guy who's been in Hollywood for decades, here's your answer. Now let's get into a little family history. Number 6. A family that stood together in the spotlight. Jane and William stayed mostly private, but when they showed up, it mattered. They were on the red carpet with Brad and Angelina at the 2012 Oscars. They walked premieres. They supported his films. They weren't chasing fame, they were there for it. And Angelina herself once said she didn't know how they'd react to her adopted kids, but they loved them equally, without hesitation, which makes the next part even heavier. 7. The grandkids they haven't seen in 8 years. Since that infamous private jet fight in 2016, Brad's relationship with his kids has been strained. Reports say his parents have been heartbroken not seeing their grandkids for nearly a decade. That's the kind of loss you don't see in paparazzi photos, but it's there, and Jane carried that pain too. But if you think that stopped them from giving back. 8. A legacy that stays in Springfield. In 2009, Brad and his siblings donated $1 million to open a pediatric cancer center in Springfield, Missouri in Jane's honor. That's the kind of thing that outlives any Hollywood headline. And it's fitting, because her life was never about the spotlight. It was about the people she touched. Brad Pitt's story right now isn't just about a movie or a famous face caught in a moment of sadness. It's about a man losing his mother, a family reflecting on decades of love, and a legacy built far from red carpets and camera. So the next time you see Brad on screen, remember behind every icon is someone's kid, someone's grandson, someone's student. And for Brad Pitt, that someone was Jane Etta Pitt. If you want more stories that strip away the glitz and show you the real lives of Hollywood's biggest names, stick around because the real drama is always off camera.